Afternoon.
Hi, good evening.
Afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to this class. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing very well. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, welcome. It's nice to have you
I'm doing
guys.
well.
It's nice to have you guys into this class. So welcome to Sly, welcome Shinemar, welcome Samuel and Obichi. Obichi, is it your first time coming to class? Is that
I said it's not my first
okay? Yes, it's alright. So I'm just remembering that the name just nice. Not been so familiar with it. But anyway, Bishari, welcome to you. So here it's been raining since morning and network here is really crazy. Nonetheless, we find a way to hold to this class. So yesterday after the class, I gave you guys a list. Okay, you guys suggested list of projects we should work on, right? So you guys suggested and we casted our votes in the class. So after some consideration, some people suggested we take it to the group for general contribution, right? Which I did. And I don't know, something happened yesterday. My phone got bad. I get to spend inside all that stuff. I took it for repairs. I wasn't able to see the results from the voting, right? I guess I'll pick it up today though. So, if someone could check and tell us the results from the voting, which has the highest voting, so you know what to work with.
It was fintech apps.
Fintech apps, okay.
Yes.
Fintech app has how many? How many votes?
I think it was 13 or so. Let
Followed
me
by
check
what?
again. The next one was I'm coming. Okay. The first one was fintech apps. The next one was crypto exchange platform. This next one after that was edutech app. Then sports betting app had zero, and the rest were just one.
Okay, that's cool. So we know that now we're looking forward to build a fintech app, right?
Yes.
I guess we have knowledge of what a fintech app is. We all have knowledge of what a fintech app is. Those who don't have knowledge can always look up. I guess you guys should have knowledge of it now. We've been making use of them. Fintech app. Let me get a real definition of a fintech app. Okay, from our definition here, we have that a fintech app refers to a software application that combines finance and technology to offer users innovative financial services, right? These apps streamline various financial processes and provide services like online banking, investment management, payments, leading, and more, often using mobile or web platform, right? So hold on. So from the definition, right, we see that these are like applications that offer financial services, right? Offer financial services, just like you can use them for your online banking, investments, payments, and other things. And so if you check for some examples of fintech apps in the fintech ecosystem, right? You see applications like Flutterwave, you see Paystack, you see Pega, you see Kuda Bank, you see Carbon, you see OPay, you see PiggyVest, PalmPay, and the rest of it, right? So in one way or the other, come across applications like this, right? I guess one popular one could be the PalmPay, due to the PalmPay saga. They use the PalmPay for um comedy and stuff, right? People wearing purple and people running, all those type of things, right? Then the OPay is equally which is the most popular.
So are we going to
Mm,
be making an app like Pampe and Opay, or we are going to be making we are going to copy one of them, or we're just going to make a completely new one?
we create a new app, a new fintech app using PalmPay, OPay, and stuff like yeah, they should serve like our competitors, right? So you will be creating an app from scratch that has features just like your normal OPay, AMPay, and the rest of it. You get that?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So you guys, we all have been familiar with these applications. If you've not been using it, your friends are using it. If your friends are not using it, your family or somebody around you must have knowledge of fintech apps, right? They have knowledge of fintech apps. So the catch there is just to create an app that helps us run our banking services, right? Those services will run in the bank, services like saving, transferring money, withdrawing money, uh, maybe fixed deposits and stuff like that, right? So those applications that run such, then we create an application that will run such service that our local traditional bank run. Just like that's just the short and simple definition for that, right? So that's what we'll be working based on popular opinion. If I were to choose, I would have chosen something else. But you guys chose to work on fintech apps. That's cool. So we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. Know that you can see your OPay, you can see Kuda, you can see your PayPay. That could serve as our close competitors, right? Those guys could serve as our close competitors. So how are we going to work on this? Let me keep sharing my screen. Share my screen. Outside. So how are we going to work on this project, right? So the way we do it is we go through this design thinking framework. That's how we work on it, right? Although we won't go through the full process due to the nature of our time. So we go through some processes to develop this, right? If we are going through the normal route, you would have done your maybe your user research, your user research, you do your empathy map, you synthesize your finding, right? You do you create your persona, ask your problem statement, how might you crazy it, you do your competitive audits and other things, right? But for the purpose of this lecture and due to the time frame, right? We have to shorten some things where we just conduct our research. We conduct our research, then we create a persona, right? We create a persona. After creating a persona, we, we work on user flow, right? User flow. Start working on user flow. We draw I don't know if time permits, you could do site mapping. And if time doesn't permit, you can do a wireframe, then the design, right? So these are the process. This is the process we take, but this is not actually the full process. I'm just kind of shortening it so we touch the basic parts, right? So I'm not giving you guys to go draw, create competitive audits. I'm not telling you guys to create information architecture, those type of things, right? Although sitemap covers that, but I'll just find a way to limit things so you could follow up and just carry everybody along. That's how we do that. So been able to learn the different stages yesterday. We touched the different stages. We touched the stage of empathy, empathize stage, touched the define stage, touched the ideate stage, touched the prototype stage, and the test stage. Just know that these are the different stages that one will take to bring a product to life, right? So we talked about this yesterday, and I feel you guys understood that. Understood that. Then based on this project, right? So remember, I told you guys we'll be learning and implementing, right? So we're learning and implementing at the same time. So I'm just like, okay, if I teach a particular concept, you go out there, then put it into practice and come back, right? Go out there, put it into practice and come back. So today we have to visit our user research to visit our user research based on what we'll be doing, right? Because the first stage to this, we are building a fintech app, right? So have that in mind. Since we've just been having general knowledge of things, but now let's streamline things. We are now building, right? We're now building a real digital product. So if you want to build this fintech app, like the prompt says, what are the ways, what are the steps you take to achieve this, right? What are the things you do to build this product? This is how it starts, right? Using this framework, this is how it starts. Okay, you've thought of building this project. Now you want to go out and hear from people that are using these fintech apps, right? You want to hear from people that are using these fintech apps because the goal is how do you better the already existing solution, right? This you have fintech apps, you have OPay, you have Kuda, those things are there. And if you are building a new product that is not coming to take those guys out, you're just wasting your time. There's no unique solution you are bringing to the market. There's no unique selling points you are bringing to the market. So you're just playing around your time, right? But if you are building such products, you have to find something that is unique in your own product that is not existing, right? So before now, we are using Yahoo Mail to send messages, right? Then Gmail came with a lot of services, right? It will back up your files on the cloud using Gmail, right? Just having a Gmail account, you could back up to 15 gig free. You have up to 15 gig free storage space on the cloud, right? That's like a unique feature that only Gmail has. I don't think Yahoo has it unless they added that recently. So other mailing services, they might not have it, but Gmail, Outlook, I don't know if Outlook has that, but Gmail has it. So that's like a unique selling point that, okay, why will I choose Gmail? You can say that, okay, because if I create an account with Gmail, Gmail will offer me 15 gig free space, right? And when they created that, the internet, the thinking was really a lot of space in the internet. But now, I don't know. Huh, you have like 3 to 4 movies. You take off that 15 gig, I guess they might touch that in the future. So those are some features. So we talk about the value proposition. So you have a unique value your new product is bringing to the table, right? Let's say you've been eating noodles, you've been buying a particular brand of noodles, it's just been the same. Now, a particular brand comes up to tell you that, okay, since you've been buying noodles, maybe for 1,000 naira to get a packet of noodles, now we are selling this type of noodles that you don't need to buy extra pepper, you don't need to buy fish, you don't need to buy meat. We have those things in our noodles, right? That's like a unique value proposition. We've been having noodles. We have noodles like Indomie, we have Tommy, and the rest of it. So now a new brand comes, maybe they call themselves chickens. Now you see that they now package, they have this package that you see chicken inside your noodles. You now see extra sauce like carrots, cabbage, and all those type of things inside that same noodles, and they sell it for 1,000 naira. You now see that people will tend to appreciate their products the more. Are we following?
Yes, we are.
Okay, yeah. You see that people will tend to appreciate their products more because of that unique value they are bringing to the table. That unique value is not available in um Indomie, the normal Indomie, and it's not available in Tommy and the rest of it. With this new brand that is coming with this unique value, you see that people will now switch to them, right? The normal customers of other brands will gradually be shifting their attentions to them because of what they are providing, right? So that is that. That's what that's some of the things you have to consider before building any digital product. Remember one, I told you it must be solving a problem. That's your product must be solving a problem. You don't just want to show your skill that I'm a designer, I'm a developer, I want to build an app, I just want to own an app, right? I want to be a tech person, I want to own an app without solving a unique problem, right? Your product must have a problem it's solving. That is one, that's key. Now, in the case of already existing products, right? In the case of already existing products, now your product must have its unique values. That product you are proposing must have its unique values. There are some products that when you go through this stage, right? This stage is before development. When you go through these stages, you will now find out that there is no even need to build this product, right? Because it's the user that will tell you, the user will determine if they are in need of that product. Someone could be thinking inside his head, okay, yes, I feel these users will enjoy this product. Then when you go out to ask users, when you go out to interrogate them, ask them questions and stuff, right? You will find out that from their answers, from the findings you got from the interviews and stuff, you find out that users don't actually need this product I'm proposing. So what do? You just scrap it and go to and look for something else. But inside your mind is like a $1 billion idea, but to the eye of the user, it's useless. I'm following. Are we good? Are we following?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are following.
So yeah, moving on. So for this product we decided to build, right? You guys chose to build a fintech app. We know what fintech apps are. We know what they do, right? Now, we as members of this cohort 11, right? Am I mistaken? Cohort 11, I guess. We want to build a fintech app, right? As our first portfolio project, as our first project. So why do we do things like this? We build products, we take up projects, personal projects to show our recruiters, right? Those recruiting to show, yeah, that we know what you are doing. Because these products you are doing, you make it your portfolio. Then they ask you, okay, I heard you are a painter, just like when you want to hire a painter, you ask, I heard you're a painter, can I see the jobs you've done? right? When I see the job you've done, the painter will now show you, okay, I painted this house. Oh, this is Mr. Chike's house. It's me that painted this. This is Mr. John's house. That is his portfolio. It might not have a catalog to show you that, okay, so and so I did it. But those things he's pointing to you is like his proof of work, right? Those things are his proof of work that, okay, these are the jobs he has done. That means when you look at the jobs, you will determine if he's credible to handle your job or not. So that's the same thing that will happen in the field of UI UX. So you show your portfolio, you show your jobs, the jobs you've done to the recruiters, right? For them to decide if you are if you are the best fit for that role, that particular role they have. So that's that. So for this, we'll be building this as a group project, building it as a group project. I've not tried something since I've been doing classes. I've not tried something since we've been doing projects. We always do it individually. We always do it individually on a particular project, but individually they have every individual will have his own version of the project. I don't know if you get, just like we said, we want to build a fintech app. Now everyone goes home to work on the project individually, right? Then bring up their own solution, make their own design and present. So I'm thinking if I should kind of group us, we create the project in groups, or we should still isolate ourselves and do it individually. What do you guys suggest? Do you understand
I
what I
think,
said?
yeah, I think grouping is better. Yeah, because working on it individually might group might not be able to meet up, and that group is going to be helpful so that you learn how to work with others. It's also part of having a that's also a good characteristics when you are looking for a job as a UIUX developer.
More suggestions?
I will have, hello?
Yeah,
I
well,
will have also, I will have also loved you grouping us too, but grouping has some limiting factors. Because number one, we are not more joining the call. I think there are about 10 or 12 join the call.
but,
So grouping
but
us, before everybody come together, it will be time consuming. You get some people just watch the call recording at night. So before you guys to come together, make something, I think it's very, very time consuming.
like
Someone's
I'm
mic
finding
is not muted, please.
I'm finding
We
it
can't
difficult
hear
to
him.
get. So what are you saying? Is that definitely?
Yes, sir. I was saying that grouping is nice, but it has some limiting factors. Because I think just about 10 or 15 of us joined this call presently. And grouping, before everybody will come together to even start the idea of creating the task, it will be very, very time consuming. Because I think most of people just watch the call and the recordings at their leisure time. So before some people will actually watch, join their group before they can perform the task, time is going already. So I would love us to do it individually. Maybe some other time we can now do groupings.
Okay, that's cool. Any other suggestion? Contrary suggestion or opinion?
Yeah, for me, I would say this is Yvonne, by the way. For me, I would say grouping is a very nice approach because, as the first speaker said, it helps us strengthen our collaboration skill. Let me put it that way. You learn to, work with others. But as much as that, looking towards it being a limiting factor, I think it will also help people who are not catching up well to, actually catch up. It's just a way of helping ourselves being able to walk, to work with others, to be able to work with others, because we might think we have all the ideas, but even those who have been watching would also have their own input and contribute to our own already had skills to help us in all these things we're doing. So I would say, let us just group ourselves. We can appoint, or you can appoint maybe a head from people who you've observed that have been in class, point a head that would actually, act as a team lead or something like that to help others. They cannot decide when to meet, what time to meet, and all that. It will make it more interactive and more interesting. That's a suggestion, though.
It's all right. Silly. To be honest though, I've
Sorry,
not
no,
really
we are lost. I'm just
okay.
coming. Please, can you probably brief on what we are talking about so we'll have idea?
All right. Okay. We're talking about our projects, which we selected a project to work on, and people made suggestions. We casted our votes. And unfortunately, I don't know, we ended up with choosing to build a fintech app. Right? You know what a fintech app is. So now we're trying to brainstorm on how to go about the projects. So prior to now, we've been doing it. People from the former cohort we've been doing this project individually, where like a given task is to design a fintech app. So everyone does his own version of the fintech app, then I'll score them from there. So what I'm thinking of now is to introduce the working in groups, but I'm scared because I've really not tried it from any of the cohorts, right? I've really not tried it, and I don't know how it will turn out to be. Because I'm scared of many things. I'm scared of some people not. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just hear from you guys. Yeah, Gift, you are reading on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, still on that fintech app that everybody choose. I feel like maybe we are still a beginner in UI/UX. Though me, I've had few small experience there. The fintech app is not easy. It's not something that is easy to do because everybody is just choosing fintech app, fintech app, fintech app. If we should embark on this, it's not something that's okay. Maybe they feel like, okay, they know more banking apps that are available. It's common. That's why they chose it. But designing it, building it alone, it's well, then
Are you scared?
not about being scared.
I think well, it's all about I didn't choose fintech, but I don't mind if everyone is a poll. That's why it was a poll. People make their choices. I didn't choose fintech, but I go with the flow. Reason is the mindset at which you go into this that propels you to know more. If you keep let's say the trading safe, you might not get to the full potential. So that's why it's good you can go for the harder one. It can take so much time, but you learn a lot more from what others. It's even to someone's advantage if maybe if some people feel they know. I heard you have to tap into that scenario that, oh, some people even know, let me even learn. So I think it's just a mindset thing. If you're already telling your brain you can't do it, then it will limit you, you can't do it. But if you task your brain, if you say, oh, I can't do it, but I believe it's possible, as far as people are doing it, as far as it's possible, as far as there has been banks app, then it's possible and it's plausible. So it's just the mindset. I don't think there's anything wrong in it. Besides, it's people's choice.
Yeah, I think what you said, right? Gifts. Don't need no need for being scared. There's no cause for alarm, right? Every app, every design is made up of these elements we've been treating, right? So, and the process is still the same. The process is still the same, and I feel it's even easier because people are quite familiar. We have a lot of user base for fintech apps currently in Nigeria. So they have you as a person, right? You have experience with fintech apps. So someone can contract you to use to build an app you know nothing about, right? You know nothing about. I've designed things I virtually know nothing about. I had to start making research first to even understand the project you are working on, right? You have to understand it first. This point is okay, like fintech app. Once you hear fintech app, you know what fintech app is. Once you hear a card healing service, you know what a card healing service is, right? But like a new concept you're actually new to, something that is out of your own profession, right? And people, designers will still do it and come out successfully, right? I believe if we tax ourselves, it's something we can do. Something we can do. That's why I've been giving you guys clone projects. If you watch the last project I gave you guys, it looked cumbersome, it looked complex, that dashboard. But I was happy that people tried it out, and from trying it out, I believe they learned some new things they were not doing before. So that's how it works. You have to tax yourself, you have to challenge yourself before you able to do things. Once you, I know it's quite normal to be scared that this can I do this, but when you start it, you see yourself doing it. There's no big deal there. Okay, are we together?
Yes, it's getting a little bit clear, but it's like you don't understand what I'm trying to point out, but no problem, Sha.
Let me.
We'll do it.
So we have to talk. Yeah, you can clarify us more now. Just let's get from your own point of view.
Okay, let me put it in a more clearer form. And what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is you are taxing us with a project to do in a particular time, and people choosing what they want. It's not about doing looking for money from this, just to improve ourselves in that project's time. But I believe 50% of everybody in the group are beginners. Maybe like they don't know anything about UI UX before they joined this course. And doing a project, except if we are going to be having a mentor, that maybe someone that's guiding everyone as they are doing the project, no problem. But just start it with 50% that are beginner. Not sure if some people will be able to. That's what me.
Okay. No problem.
But
No problem.
my thought was that we would group us into different groups. Maybe let's say A to D. Then each group they should go and look for a project to do, a very, very good project to do. Then we give you the problem statements and you review the project before we start embarking on it. So I didn't know that they did want to give us the topics and we will all pick from the poll. So my original thought was that they would have grouped everyone, maybe 6 people or maybe 10 people in a group. maybe 10 people in your group, and though you be the one to be supervising everybody, but we'll be the one to brainstorm. Like each member of the group will brainstorm on a project idea to bring, and we'll give you the problem statements. So you be the one to review it for us. If it is okay, we should go. We should look for another one. It's fine. I didn't know that they'll give us the project topics to do and we'll be choosing from input, because not everybody will be satisfied with the fintech. Yet many people are in fintech. So it'll be like everybody should go and do the fintech app.
Were you present in yesterday's class?
Sir?
Were you present in yesterday's class?
I didn't hear you, sir.
I said, were you present in yesterday's class?
Yes.
And you saw how we chose. Were you present when we chose the topic?
Yes.
How did you do it?
Through a poll.
Doesn't through a poll.
Was it not the one
Peop-
on the poll on WhatsApp group that we should choose the one we want?
No. I don't know if anybody was present. You can clear her how we did it yesterday. Was anyone present here yesterday?
Yes, sir, I was. So, Gift, he asked us to bring out suggestions of what we want to do. And I think someone started with e-commerce for stationery, then project. People started bringing out recommendations of what we wanted to do before he now listed it out in the chat here. Then eventually we now moved it to the WhatsApp group to create a poll to choose if the final project. So it was actually we here that brought up all those suggestions, those things that you saw on the poll. It was we that brought it up for here from our conversations here.
Oh, I attended, but I had low battery, so my phone off. So I was not there during that side. So maybe that's why I
Okay.
not.
It's all right. So those were the suggestions from members of the class, and we actually casted the vote here on Meet, right? But we felt that everyone was not carried along, that they needed a lot of people to give out their suggestion. That's why we took it to the WhatsApp, and from the WhatsApp, they made their choices, and that we had to go with what the vote enhanced. I don't feel. But no problem. If you still feel we should do more projects, there is room for extra projects. You could do as much as you can, right? Like I told you, a minimum of 3 projects. You can do as much as you can. So for this one is just like our first project, and I want it to be for the group, the whole of the class. I want everyone to work on the same project. But what I'm scared of now is this group. Now I thought of grouping people for us to work on the projects as group members. It will be fun, it will be cool to learn how to collaborate. But I've really not tried it before. And there are some people that just signed up for the class and they have not been active. And it will be so bad. It will be like I'm cheating the person I will combine with people that are not serious. You know how it will look like. Where we have one person, only one person will be working on the project. I don't want to make that mistake. That's what has been holding me back. But if not, it's fun to work on such projects as group. So that's why I want your suggestions. If you have any better suggestion on how we can go towards that.
Okay.
Is that-
My suggestion was still what I said before, but since everybody has, though I had low battery yesterday and my phone went off, so could not join. But since everybody has decided, there is no need. We can go on with it.
Yeah. So what I'm asking you guys, do you guys feel we should do it personally or as a group? That's my main interest currently.
No, no, we should do it together. Like we should all collaborate with each other. We may have someone that have maybe more than 2 years experience as a UI UX and someone that have less than maybe the person just joined. So we should all collaborate together and and do the project together.
I think that maybe each group should comprise of maybe someone that has had previous experience, then maybe at least one of somebody like that, then someone that has been attending classes, then someone with no experience, and then maybe one person that has not been attending classes.
Yeah, that can
Well,
serve as a criteria for the team lead, like I explained. We can appoint a team lead having these criteria which Samuel has, has brought up. So that's what I was saying. It's good to collaborate because we can see, ideas. If we say let's do it alone, this is not like it's a real project, even though it's like a real life project, but it's not like anybody's scoring anything. So let's not maybe be scared of the project because we want perfection. At this point, it's not perfection. At this point, it's about you learning. So it's not, nobody is saying, oh, you didn't get it right. So, but the thing there is for you to get this skill so that you can collaborate, because I believe that if you have that skill, you can even, be able to speak with your whoever, your client, your stakeholder, whatever user you're trying to, create solution for. So we can start, articulating all those skills, start, practicing them. But if we say let's do it alone, we're just learning the design. And after this whole training, everybody goes his or her own way. I believe that collaboration doesn't even really end here in class. It also, push you further. You might find yourself somewhere and you know that you had a classmate who was also good in this particular area. That's where this collaboration comes. This person was good in this. You can, put a call across to the person. See, I'm having this kind of challenge. How do I even go about it? I know that as far as I know my level when it comes to the IT, but I know that I've reached out to one or two people, asking questions. How did you do this thing? That's collaboration. But if we say let's do it alone, I don't think we are stretching that, trying to learn. Actually, we are just seeking perfection. To me, I don't think being perfect is the way to go because we can't be perfect. It's a training. That's why you're here. Someone who is an expert, I don't think this class is meant for the person because the person might be in a professional class or something like that. We all here are seen as people who are learning. We are seen as, they said it's an intermediate class. We are all new. If it wasn't intermediate, then we're not meant to be here. Me, I started basic. I never knew anything about graphics. You understand? But I'm just starting here, even though I have one or two skills here and there. But graphics was totally a new thing to me. So we learn. Let's not expect perfection because from the way some people are saying about who has the experience, no, you might not be perfect. You might come, be open to criticism. Yes, you didn't get it right. Fine. How do I get better? So it's not about perfection, who will laugh at us. I don't think we should put that first in our head. Because me, I can get it wrong. You tell me it's
I
wrong.
didn't say
How
that.
did you do it? No, I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm just trying to, make us come out of that, that euphoria of who is best. And we all are learning. We are all learners. And about being a mentor, come on, we have a mentor already. I don't think we need any mentor. Our facilitator is our mentor. So I don't think he's doing a very good job.
Ma, I
Okay,
didn't say we
guys.
should do it alone. It's like you misunderstand everything I said. I said that we should collaborate with everybody in the group and do the project together. And I didn't say we should do it alone, that we should do. And concerning the mentor, I already said it before that if anybody faces, maybe we all do it together, and maybe in a particular stage we face a problem that we cannot move on with the project. We face a problem during the project, we can go and meet our mentor, which is our tutor that has been guiding us since the beginning of since day one. So that's what I'm saying, not the other way that you're thinking.
Okay, it's all right. There's there's no need for all this, right? So I think we should just give it a try. I think we should give it a try and see how it goes. I don't have just been a bit skeptical about it, but just give it a try though. Give it a try and see how it goes. Right. So what will happen is I'll find a way to group you guys. I'll find a way to group you guys. Remember when we started this class, I told you guys your experience doesn't matter. Whether you have 7 years experience or you are starting out. So I'm treating everyone like we are starting out, like we are just like this is our first time hearing about your UX, right? Aside from knowing what it is, right? Knowing the definition is like your first time knowing UIUX. So that's on that basis how I've been moving. I've not been treating you guys like, okay, let me talk to these guys because they've been signing on Figma. Let me talk to these guys because they have zero knowledge. Let me talk to I'm carrying everybody along. Having knowledge is like an added advantage, right? Having done some jobs on Figma is like an added advantage to you guys. So whether you have knowledge or you don't have knowledge, with what we've been learning in class, right? I've been moving, I've been judging you guys, I've been scoring you guys based on what you've been learning in class. Same in projects. When we are doing the same project, I'll still judge and score you guys based on what you've been learning in class. There is no extra thing I'm bringing in. It's just like what you've been learning is what you give out, as simple as that. Right. So I'm not expecting you to be all perfect. It doesn't happen that way. You make some mistakes, definitely. You make some mistakes that we will look at and say, okay, this is not done this way, it's done this way. That's right. It's normal. It happens in every sector. So there's no new big deal looking for. The only problem I'm having is people that are present in class and people that are not present. That's the only two people that I'm interested in. For those that have knowledge, that's like your own flex, that's the extra advantage. Okay, you get. But my only why I'm just trying to be trade careful, why I'm trying to trade carefully is because of I know that there are some people that signed up for this class and they've not been available even once. Right. Yes, I know something like that. So what I'll do, I'll go through the list. I'll go through the list and see people that have been always active in class. So those people, I will find a way to create the group in a way people will not be left out. People will not be left out. Let's say you have 5 groups with A, B, C, D, and E. Right? Let's say you have 5 groups. Then I could select those 5 people that I know that frequent classes that they do their assignments. If I select them, I'll fix them in those 5 groups. Right? So after fixing them in those 5 groups, then I will add other members to them. So it will just be easy, right? Just be easy for them to look. That's how I'll do it. I wanted to do that today, but I have really having challenges with my device. They're actually fixing it currently. Fixing it currently. I'm just joining the class with my system. That's why you see, if you notice, the audio I join with is not same. But no problem. I'll see how we do that. So see how we do that. See how we do that. But for now, before I share that, all right, before I will dish out the groups, you guys will do this. These phases will be passing through, right? You guys will pass through that phase, like who we practicalize what we'll be learning, right? For this phase. So I'll create the group and add you guys. This phase is before the design proper because at the design point, that's where I want you guys to work in the group. Once the problem statement, once I'm giving you the what to work on, right? What to work on, then I will share you guys. But from the stage of trying to understand the persona, trying to ask questions and those type of things, right? Everyone will do it individually, right? Because I want everyone to know how to actually do those parts, how to conduct interview, how to create a persona, right? How to even to go as much as drawing a user flow and site map if time permits us. But these ones, I want everyone to do that personally. Then once we start designing, we can now dish out the groups. So you guys will collaborate and design using one prompt. So the prompt will be one, and you guys will work on the project. It's that simple. Are we good? Are we following? Okay, I can
I
see
also
Chinemerem.
have an idea. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Someone continue.
We can also, like, after these stages before the development of the app, people that have similar maybe ideas or something, that came up with, after their research, they came up with how similar results. They can now be grouped together in one group.
No, there's no need for similar results, right? What we'll be doing is after these findings, I will be the one to give you guys the prompt, right? I will give you the prompt to work on. It's very simple. I will give you the prompt. I will give you the persona. Have because you guys by then, you guys would have learned how to create a persona. So I'll just give you the full prompt for you to work on. Very simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Chinemerem.
Okay, so I was going to suggest that maybe you also work with us on this project. Like what I mean is maybe as you are going out to make researches and work on ideates, you can also do that. So because I believe as you are working on this project, you'll also be having classes as well. So, and you talked about taking all those stages you talked about and then going through them one by one. So let me see if you are to go through the design thinking, the research, let me say today, maybe the class before that day, you kind of from your own project, like your own fintech app that you're also going to design, can also just come to the class and then tell us, okay, from my own research, this is what I found, and then this is how I carried out the research, so that us too, we can also learn, you understand, as you're doing yours, we can learn from you directly.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, Yvonne, let's hear from you too.
Anyway, did I raise my hand? Sorry.
Okay, give to
What did I
oh,
even want to say? I didn't know what. I don't think but I was just thinking aloud in my head, though I didn't raise my hand. Sorry. I was thinking aloud in my head, maybe to give people like a headway. So if after grouping, I think we can brainstorm based on that is, I mean, the individual groups now. You can start having maybe meetings like calls. Do you understand that you can carry each other, hold each other's hands together and maybe have meetings upon meetings, find out who has what strength or what weakness. Like that's if I'm asked to, who has what with strength or what weakness, where can you do best, um what's the English now to I'm looking for the English, like appoint each other on what to do and what you should get done. Like if I'm in a class, maybe I'm with let's say who was the first person. There's this first person that actually submitted his group, for instance, and it looked very nice. I think who was that? Is that Olu, a lady? Forgotten. She sounds Yoruba. So she did a very nice job. So if I'm in a group with her, come on, when it comes to design, you say, okay, design this particular this thing. Let's see your own angle. Then from there, I know in Figma there is a collaboration feature. Then we can now criticize, oh, can you remove this? Can you put this? Okay, make your changes and all that. So I think that's the way to go. So I don't
Okay,
think it should be a difficult thing for.
it's all right. That will be during your collaboration. Definitely, you have meetings, you have kind of stand-ups where you discuss the how you are finding the projects, how you discuss, share your roles, dish out your roles from the team lead and the stuff. So guys, that one, when you guys get to that stage, you know how to cross it. Yeah, that's that for now. Then Titilayo, I can see your hand.
Okay, sorry, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying, you said from the beginning that you decided to even shorten the process of creating the app, like maybe doing the user research, creating wireframes, prototype, and all like that. So I feel since fintech app, we have various fintech apps, like various category of fintech apps. Carrywise is fintech app, PalmPay app, but they have different works or different purposes, rather. So maybe as a class, as a group, I was thinking that I don't know, even be tell us ahead this particular day, probably this particular day, everybody get your system charged. Everybody make sure you're in class with your system that will be designing an app. Maybe we'll work on that particular day. We'll see the test. You would maybe teach us how to create questionnaires, teach us how to create wireframe, design process. And after seeing the process you've taken, they probably give us your opinion that okay, now everybody go and build your own app on your own. I don't know. Maybe per group. That's just my suggestion.
Okay, guys. Like I told you guys, there's no need to panic, right? I told you this is the process I will be working with you guys. So for me to tell you we'll be working together, I know that yeah, we'll actually be working together. So there's no question that I don't feel they are necessary currently because all of us will be on this process together to get the solution. So it's just like what I give you out, you go out there to replicate what I gave you. It's that simple. There's no, I'm not giving you rocket science, right? So that's simple. Then I'm seeing Git's hands. You still have something to say? Okay, I guess that wasn't intentional. So let me show you guys how an interview transcript looks like. Let me show you an example of an interview transcript. So this is like a project I worked on when I was still learning UI UX, like, right? So I feel is the best example I will show you guys. I feel is the best I will show you guys. So this is like an interview transcript for empathy map. So if you are interviewing people, right? When you're interviewing people, there are some things you want to know. There are some things you want to know, right? First thing you want to know, you want to understand the person's background. You want to understand the person's background. Remember when I told you guys, whenever you are creating a product, you create products for a particular set of people, a particular sector of people. Please mute your mic if your mic is on. Yeah, moving on. You build a product for a particular sector of people. Every product that is built has um, a type of user the designer or the developers had in mind to develop that product, right? They have a type of user that that particular product was designed for, right? Let's talk about a product like uh, the mic you have on your WhatsApp, right? That product was designed for a particular set of people. Let's say a product like screen readers. Screen readers was developed by a particular sector of people, right? But you find that we use it, me and you make use of it. Okay, let's talk about something like screen readers. We see that readers was developed for the blind, right? So a blind man can watch YouTube videos. A blind man can write messages on WhatsApp, can listen to one, can read WhatsApp messages. Let me say it that way. A blind man can chat on WhatsApp. A blind man can watch YouTube videos. A blind man can send WhatsApp messages. Right. So how do they use that? How do they use technologies? How do they go about doing these things? That's where this type of accessibility considerations, products like screen readers come in. So products like screen readers aid them to perform all these tasks, right? So these are designed for them. It was designed having the blind in mind. But you see that at the end of the day, you and I make use of those products, right? You and I make use of those products. You are making use of it doesn't mean that designed specifically for you. It was not designed having you in mind. It was designed having those set of people in mind. But you find out that at the end of the day, other set of users could equally make use of them, right? Groups was designed for a sector of people, a class of people, or a people of a particular demographics, things like that, right? That's what growth was. So like the cab hailing, e-hailing services. Let me use e-hailing services generally. It was designed for a particular people. The banking apps was designed for a particular people. And so all the apps, all the digital products was designed for a particular people of a certain background, right? We are designed for people of a certain background. Although other people in the other parts of other background, other vast background, we might make use of them, right? But they were designed having people of a set background in mind, right? There were people that were suffering a particular problem that the producers of these products came in to solve. Please mute your mic. I thought I said that earlier. So that's why before you continue, before you start your interview, right? Before you start asking the question, you want to understand their background, right? So when you understand that their background, now you know why they are telling you what they are telling you. Someone cannot give you a prompt to build a banking site, right? A banking site, that's a site that's okay. Let me just say a banking site. Let's say something like a site for doctors, right? For doctors to track their patients and their patients recovery and stuff like that. Now, someone gave you that type of prompt. Now you're going to a plumber to conduct your interview. So what's that plumber going to tell you? He's not giving you any meaningful information because that guy is not, you are not building for that guy. I don't know if you understand. You are not bidding for that plumber. Who you should conduct your interview should be people within the sector of the medical line. That's your doctor, the nurses, the midwife, and those type of people. Those are the people that will give you meaningful information because they are the people that know what is happening in that particular field. That's why you want to know their background because the background helps you to create your persona. When we get to persona, we know what persona is all about, right? So we know the background first. I guess for now, before even asking for their background, you should have known their name, where you introduce them. Anybody you meet to ask questions, you first introduce yourself, yes, exchange pleasantries, make them comfortable always, like we talked about in class, right? Make them feel they are safe, they are comfortable, so they can be able to share things with you. They can open up well with you. Then once you've asked for their background and they've been able to explain, okay, like this one we have now, he said, Winifred is a 20 years old microbiology university student and also a UIUX trainee at Port Harcourt. Due to the ASU strike, right? They live with their family during the holidays and with a roommate during school periods. To stop. Now, if you see how we transitioned, right? We are talking about Winifred before. If you remember what I told you, Winifred would represent like a persona. See that when we start talking about persona, Winifred now as a case study. Just like when people talk about things and say, I'm using this as a point of contact to reach out to all these things, like we get. So Winifred is like the example you are using to reach out to all the people that falls within Winifred's background. So Winifred is representing every other person that falls under Winifred's background. So it was talking about Winifred before to be a 20 years old microbiology student, right? And a UIUX trainee. That was where Winifred personally stops. Now you see that they live with their family during the holidays. Now he's now telling you that we are no more talking about only Winifred. We are now expanding the scope. We're not talking about every other person that falls under Winifred's background. Do you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So it now goes forward to tell you that as techies, still talking about everyone under Winifred, right? As techies, they prefer running all their activities online since they are much comfortable with that and since it's where they spend most of their time. So this prompt now is we are designing a product. I was designing a product where people could book photographers online, right? We know how the normal process of getting photographers goes, right? Where you could just go to their studios and ask for their contact, then you schedule for for your event and stuff, right? That's the physical meeting. You have to go to them. But now with this a solution like this, you could just with your phone open up the app, search for the photographers, and book them online, right? Book them online. So what are the challenges these people has been facing? You see that as techies, they prefer running all their activities online. So techies, if you are quite familiar with people that work online, you know that time is actually a problem. They don't have enough time to themselves. That time they will hop inside their car, drive to this place, look for the photographer, go to the person's office, start asking around. They don't actually have that luxury, right? They mostly don't have that luxury of time. So they always look for a way to cut down time wastage, if I could say that, right? They are always look for a way to make a judicious use of their time or manage their time properly, right? So getting products that will ease them that stress would be a bonus. So there is a problem there already. This first background, right? You've seen the problem there. You're seeing the problem there as a UI UX designer, you're always working on your system, you're always trying to meet up with the projects. Now someone is trying to add another workload to you. You don't want that. You want a simplified means of doing things, right? So there's a problem there. Remember the prompt I told you for this transcript? I said is building a website or app where you can book photographers online. It's that simple, right? Now, moving on, we've seen the person's background. The first question you want to ask now is This is the first question I asked. I was like, can you describe your experience when you go online to book a photographer? Right? When you go online to book a photographer, can you describe your experience? So I didn't there was no there was no available products that right. You know that okay, you would have been asking them for the normal physical means, which is when you go to studios to book for photographers or when you go out to book for photographers. But now you see that there is an available means where you could book photographers on GG, you can book photographers from Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of it. But it's not as simplified, right? Like when compared to when you have a unique, like a website that is designated for booking photographers alone. It's not as simplified. The process might not be as simplified as when you have a product that is specifically built for booking photographers for your event. Remember, Facebook has other features. Facebook was not built to book photographers. Imagine when you now design a product to book photographers. So that is what we are trying to do here. So it has been existing before now. So that's why we have when you go online to book a photographer. Just so you know, when you are building a product that is not existing and when you are building a product that is existing. So you should know ways to go through them, right? Then another thing I asked you guys, remember, if you guys remember, is never to ask close-ended questions, right? So I could have asked this if I wanted to ask a close-ended question, I could ask them, do you go online to book photographers? The person will just tell me yes. If the person doesn't do that, the person will tell me no. And if the person doesn't remember, I can just say maybe. But now when you prompt them, when you ask them open-ended questions like this, you could ask them, you like this one I have here, it says, can you describe your experience when you go online to book a photographer? You see that all these things that came under here was the answer the person gave me. So the person would be pushed to give you, explain in details, right? The process it takes when he's booking a photographer. This is not a time he will tell you just a yes. No, nobody will answer you a yes or a no for this type of questions. So number one thing to always have in mind is free from asking close-ended questions. Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
we're
yeah.
together.
Okay. So now if you look at the person's response, he said the person told me I go to Facebook and search for photographers near me, right? See the first process, I go to Facebook, search for photographers near me. When my search pops, right, like normal Facebook profiles of people that maybe they have photography attached to their profiles or they've made posts about photography or stuff like that, Facebook will bring out everything for you, right? Now, when my search go through many posts. Remember that I have to go through many posts that have photographers, including the ones that bears the same location. So you know that when you make searches like this, Facebook will prompt every post that has both photographers and stuff related to photography, cameras and stuff, right? It will pop all of them out. Now that search, Facebook is not filtering it to only your location, right? Now they are seeing more problems. As you're asking them, you are uncovering more problems. Now you see the problem of them, they have to scroll too many profiles before they see a photographer. That is the problem one. Now they have to search, they have to go through every post that has Facebook has to crawl through every post that has photography or things related to photography, even as wide as camera, lens, and all those type of things. Facebook will crawl through all those posts and pop all of them out for you. That's another problem. Second one, and the third problem I spotted here was Facebook won't filter only searches, only posts that are around you. Remember, when you want to book a photographer, you want to book someone that is around. You want to hire a photographer that is around you. So it will be very easy to come for events, right? So Facebook will not filter your searches, right? Facebook will just pop everything to you. So that's where it says, including the ones that bear the same location, are imputed to find a photographer to work with. Then when I see and send them friend requests, and when they accept, we chat. Sometimes they don't, and I look for others. You see another problem. Once you see them, you first send them friend requests, right? Remember how Facebook works. Before you send someone a message, you have to be friends with the person. Else it comes as a spam message and stuff like that, right? So you could send someone a friend request and the person doesn't accept. That's another problem there. You could send a message directly and it appears in spam and the person doesn't check his spam messages. And that's equally another problem there. So that's why I told you have to hear from the users. As they are hearing from these users, it's uncovering more problems and it's addressed and it's showing you things you have to address. So I didn't you ask questions, you conducted a research, and everything was all rosy. Your new product is not needed because the process they are using already is working for them. So why are you bringing your new product to the table? But from this now, only this first question, you've seen that there is a loophole, there is a problem that needs to be fixed. That's where you now come in with that your new product. Moving on, the second question I asked, what challenges do you face when you search for photographers online? You know that we uncovered some challenges at the first one, right? Now, we now go straight to the point, asking the direct question, what challenges do you face when you search for photographers online, right? Now, the person answered me, it's stressful since it's a social media, it's quite difficult accessing photographers easily since I have to go through many posts to hire one, right? And this is really time consuming, and most profiles are fake. You see another problem the person brought out, fake profiles. So when you are building your product now, you should have in mind that okay, I should um have a way of verifying photographers' identity. I should have a way, I should include this in my product, in my app that, okay, every photographer, I should verify their identity before they sign up in my app, right? That could be a way. Now, another problem he said is very stressful since the person, since the social media, remember, Facebook for, was not built for the sole purpose of searching for photographers. So that's like an added advantage to you. So you don't expect it to be that easy, right? So you are now thinking of building a product that simplifies this process, right? You've seen another flaw here. You've seen another flaw here. Which other one? I go through many posts to hire one, and it's really time consuming. It's time consuming to search for photographers. You know, it's the social media, so you don't expect to use less time to get a photographer. So these are more errors. These are more problems that has been uncovered. These are more problems that has been uncovered, which brings you to the point that yes, they need your new product. Yes, they need your new product. So these things are the things that will determine if your product is actually needed. Because you can just sit in the comfort of your home and think that, wow, I think people will need this my product too. And when you go through this process of interview, you find out that they don't actually need that product because all the response you are getting is keeping against that product you have in mind, right? So for you to say that, okay, yes, I should build on this, I feel you should go through this process. I feel there are actually other processes, maybe business developers go through, right? That will determine if they are through that the business they are proposing to start in a said location is actually needed, right? So there are some people who will see that okay, they go to a particular location and start a barbing salon business, or go to a particular location and start a laundry business, a location where it's not needed, right? So, and even they went through some business phases. I don't know how they do that in businesses, right? Some business phases before bringing out their business to that location. They will actually understand that, they will understand if they will need to put that business there or not. They need to put that business there or not. Let's say you go to a place that has 7 secondary schools, all boarding. So that place is just, I'm just giving an example. Just say that this is a full estate. It's just made up of 7 buildings that are just boarding schools, right? Boarding schools and a secondary boarding school, right? Now you are putting there's a dry cleaning service there. You know that you already have in mind that you have low patronage, right? Why? Who are the people that will patronize you? To just be the staff of that school, to just be the staff of that school that might patronize you. Because most times the students wash for these teachers, right? Most times the students, stuff like that. I don't know if it works. Most times the students, they designate people that take care of the teachers, laundry and stuff. So it might not be need for yourself. An example to what we are talking about. So we actually need to conduct this. Don't just go spend money, spend millions of naira in building a product, and then the people don't need it. So that it's just scrap. So the last question I asked was, is there any way this to be resolved? Remember, at the first time, the first mentioned the person mentioned the challenges he passed through to create or to use the said products, right? To book for them all, right? A user could suggest how he feels that the process, and sometimes you see that the user suggestions works. Remember that center, right? Everything is centered around him, because they are designing for him and not for yourself. So the challenge, he the one facing it, the solution, you really want to enjoy from it. So he's the best person, the best people you want, right? So now the person suggests like a rating system that deals specifically on since it's a broad space, will solve the problem. It's to help me filter, it will help you filter your searches. Remember all the problems the person had. The person said photographers, and some Facebook doesn't have people in our environment. Once an app that is specifically for photographers, because photography is a broad space, right? And I from my room. Are you guys following? Are we together?
Yes, we can hear you.
Someone said he's not hearing me. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
It was not clear
Hello.
earlier.
Oh, jeez. I feel his network. Yeah, huh? Okay, right.
Yeah, I think your net.
I feel his network. What was the last thing you heard? I don't know. Hello? Hello, guys.
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. I can hear you.
Just alert me. What was the last thing you heard so I will know where to pick up from?
You were talking about the last question. So you said the user can suggest solutions on how to tackle the problems, and then that we can find out that the user usually is right.
Okay, I guess you guys heard everything I said then. So that's how to draft your question to carry out your interview, right? Remember, the key takeaway from here is don't ask close-ended questions, right? Another one is make your participants comfortable. Make your participants comfortable. Then yeah, make your participants comfortable. Get to know their background, not ask closed-ended questions. Pick participants from the sector of users you are designing for, right? Pick your participants from that class of user you are designing for. So if you're designing for people that make use of fintech apps, you have to pick your participants from people that are making use of fintech apps or that might make use of fintech apps. So by might, I mean, let's say you're designing for products that are not existing. So you pick participants that will need that fintech app. Let's say before now there was nothing like no OP and stuff, right? So you'll be choosing the participants that will make use of them, that you feel that needs them, right? So those are the participants you pick, and that is that. So it's that simple. This is like the format at which you could conduct an interview. You can stick to these three questions. These three questions could uncover a lot for you. After knowing their background, you can ask them to describe their experience using fintech apps, right? So when you just talk about fintech apps, some of them might not follow. You can just say, you can just pick out one fintech app, right, for them to have a close understanding of what you are talking about, right? We just ask them to describe their experience when they use fintech apps, maybe OP and Kapampe, stuff like that. You can just mention them so they will understand well to flow with you, right? So because sometimes when you just say and people don't have much time to spend and stuff like that, can just give you answers that are not valid enough. So make sure you make them comfortable one. Make sure they understand what you are talking about so they will give you a nice answer to work with, right? Then once you've gotten their background, once you've introduced that, once they share their experience, you ask them challenges they face, ask them what challenges you face using fintech apps or using your pay your food and stuff like that. I can give you. You can equally do it in. Let's say they want the interview to be in chats. You could these questions you could bracket them and add the fintech apps so they will know what you're talking about, right? But I feel anybody who mentioned fintech apps should know. But just for clarity, you should just mention them, maybe put them in brackets, OPay, PAMPay, Huda and stuff like that, so they will know what you're talking about. Then once you've asked them the challenges they face using those applications, another mindful thing that could come in is what ways those challenges could be resolved. Right? What ways those challenges could be resolved. So the goal is to get your participants to give you information, right? To give you as much as he knows, right? So if these three questions doesn't uncover everything, like you feel you've not uncovered a lot, you can draft questions that will make them give you information, right? Still circling around these three questions. But when for me, these three questions will give you all you need, right? Some points when they don't give you much information, right? You can add a fourth question that will drive them to talk more. I don't know if there is actually a need for that, but these three questions could do a lot, right? These three questions could do a lot. Then you pick five participants and interview them. You pick five participants and interview them. So interview must not be face to face. It must not sit with them. It will be through a WhatsApp voice call. It could be through chats, right? It could be through chats. Although I don't always advise chats because people will just find it difficult to type a lot of text. If you want to do through chats, you can tell them to use voice notes, right? You can tell them to use voice notes so they can just explain. It's easier to talk with voice notes than writing text, right? So when people are typing, they will just limit what the information they will give you. But when they are talking, they will just give you out every information you want. So any medium you're using to conduct an I always advise you just adopt any medium that will get the participant to talk, right? I will get the participant to talk. So when they talk, they give you out a lot of information. Another guide that will help you is to record your interview, right? To record your interview section, right? So when you record it, it gives you a chance to always come back to it, right? Because you cannot memorize everything, cannot cram everything someone says, cannot remember everything someone says in an interview. But from that recording, when you play it back, you will now hear what the person said and fall back to it anytime you want, right? So I'm giving you some tips. Always ask open-ended questions. Make your participants comfortable. Choose five participants. Record your interview, right? And I feel like giving more that I didn't remember now. So these are the ways. This is the way to conduct a user research. And this is how the template looks like. Right, see how the template looks like. Where you ask them, this one is normal introduction and name, right? Name, background, um, experience, challenges, after challenges, suggested or ways to feel the challenges could be resolved. It's that simple. Yeah, done. Once you argue with the person, this question, first participant, you're done with him. You move over to the next person. Are we clear? Do you have questions you can ask? Have questions. Guys, can you hear me? Do you have questions? Mute,
Of
mute
your
your
mic.
mic. This is I'm not even seeing the person.
Okay, if you land me for black
Stop
market, they kill me for
the
fight.
person
Go stand
that's
off. Go stand off. They don't give me number 4. I don't use this for the game. Go stand off, I beg.
Someone's mic is on. No.
okay, person. So yeah, if you have questions concerning this, you can ask now.
Okay, sorry. My question is, how do you stand in between asking close-ended questions or not asking close-ended questions and not asking questions that will make people get too maybe exhausted by your questions? For example, I've seen surveys that it gets to a point, maybe you were feeling it and it got to a point and you're just tired, like this is just too much. I don't have the time to type it much. So how do you stand in between not asking close-ended questions and asking actual questions like this?
Okay, if you watch that transcript that I shared, you need to ask your participants. As long as like, 3 questions, if you ask these 3 questions to them, they can cover everything to design this product. Able to uncover everything you want to design this product. It's very simple. You have to keep your questions minimal. I've seen some surveys that you send me pages to fill for you, bro. What? Nobody has that time for you, right? Just minimize your questions and sometimes another thing, sometimes you pay your participants when the project, let's say you are working on a real project that you are paid for, you could pay them for their time, right? You could pay them for their time, or you just have some incentive for them, but whichever way. So when you're charging, you only include them in your budget. So they will have that time they have the luxury of time to listen to you, right? So when money is involved, people go extra miles in
Um,
yeah, giving out the information you want. Why sometimes they are not paid, right? Especially in projects like this. It could be from friends and family and loved ones and friends and colleagues and stuff like that. And people that are around you. Cool.
thank you, sir.
So I feel everyone understands from this explanation on how to conduct user research, right? We do now, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, please, I wanted to ask, can we use Google Forms or questionnaires for it?
Questionnaires is like surveys, right? Google Forms
Yeah.
is like survey, just like survey too. Remember what I told you? I said we have different ways to conduct user research. We have different ways to conduct user research. Let me check if I will see that slide. Have different ways to conduct user research. Yeah. Remember what I said yesterday, right? I told you guys, if you want to collect a qualitative information, right, you go through the interview route. Then if you want to collect a quantitative information, so like you want to collect an information that is, um, you want an information that has to do with a large number of insights. You want a lot of people to participate on that. you go through surveys and questionnaires. Let's say a company like Google wants to make a change on a certain feature. So you see sometimes Google sends out surveys and questionnaires for people to fill. Like using your Gmail, at a point in time, they will send you surveys to fill. So they want to get, because they have a large user base now, right? So for them to make a good and informed decision, they want to get information that is of quantity, right? Based on popular opinion, things like that. So that's why they go through the survey route now, where they use maybe their charts to judge what is happening and what and all those type of things, right? But at this point, we want information that is qualitative, want information that is of more quality. That's why we are going through the interview route. So we are not sending out surveys for this particular project. We're not sending out surveys to users, right? We are asking them, we are conducting interview. That's the difference between the survey questionnaire part and the interview part. You get?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. So the task now is to conduct a user interview, conduct an interview for our proposed project, a fintech app, right? A fintech app. So we conduct an interview, a user interview for the proposed project. Maybe in future we'll give that project a name. Truly, 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 truly. Truly just came to my head. Amazing. I was thinking out loud. So in future we'll give it a name and see how it goes. So at this point you're good. In the absence of any other question, I should think about continue tomorrow. Or do you have more questions for me? Okay, so what you guys will do is once you end the class, maybe from now till tomorrow, we'll conduct an interview on like 5 people based on this, right? Conduct an interview on 5 people. Remember, you can always do this through call, can do this through voice chats, you can do this through one-on-one conversation, right? So any way, any medium you feel that will get your participant to talk, use it. Right? Any medium you adopt to get your participant to talk, use it. So avoid exaggeration, avoid assumption, right? Don't just go. It's very easy to just sit at the comfort of your home and draft these questions, right? And answer them yourself, right? If you do it, you're not helping yourself, you're not learning. So learn how to ask people, learn how to interview people, because this is like your role as a UIUX designer. These are things you'll be doing. So get yourself familiar with doing them, right? Don't just try to play smart and it won't help you. It's for your own good and not really even for my own good. But I feel happy when we teach and we see that people are coming out and doing well. That's cool. It's the vibe. It gives joy, right? So just find a way to learn how to do that. Conduct the interview, right? You have enough time from now to tomorrow to do it. These are very simple things to do. So it's not just even one interview might not even take you up to 5 minutes and you're done with it. So like for 4 people conduct the interview, then save it. If you are someone that uses Microsoft Word, type them down. If you're someone that uses Google Docs, my best docs anyway. There's someone that uses Google Docs, you type them down, whatever you use. Then after typing them down, you can then paste them on a slide. On a slide like this. I guess I will share this slide to you so you guys can have a copy of this. right? You guys should have a copy of this. So there's no need to share this slide to you. You guys have seen it, right? You've seen the templates. You've seen the templates, how it is. So you just create your own slide. Create your own slide. That's design thinking framework for Peter website. So the name of that fintech website will be here as a website for booking photographers online. That's like a submark to explain what the site, the product is all about. So that's that. So the main thing that is necessary here is the background name, the questions, and this. That's what I just expect to see. So for those 5 people, the first person, you
Sorry,
see
I
the
didn't
first person
get
is
the last
Winifred.
one.
Second
Sorry.
person, hold on.
You said based on the interview transcript that you displayed for us, you mentioned the name, the background, the questions. I didn't hear the last one you mentioned.
I said the name, the background, then the questions. That's just it. The 3 questions, then the background, and the 3 questions. So you conduct it for 5 people. So the first person, the first name you see is Winifred. The second person I have here is Wisdom. Then you do the third person, put the person's name, the fourth person, put the person's name, and the fifth person, put the person's name. So all of them have different opinions, different opinions, different problems they encountered, and different solutions they will be proposing to you. So everything should be different, 5 of them. So just do that. Tomorrow's lecture will move to another concept. We just need to be on the goal for us to finish up on time, and yeah, for us to be finished up on time. To just be on
What's the assignment now to create those personas? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the assignment is conduct a user interview.
Okay.
So at any point you get confused, you can always reference this video to see these examples we pointed out today. You can reference them, see the examples, and do it away.
Sorry,
So how are we? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I said, are we to document the responses?
Yes, you document the responses. I feel you guys know how to use Google Slides, right?
No, so we'll try. Are we not just
So
use
this is
Word,
like
Word document?
what can do same, but you know this like a presentation. So slides or I've said PowerPoint, but I don't know. I feel slides is cooler, it's better, right? Because you can just share it, everyone, free access, no need for subscription and stuff like that. So if you don't know how to use Google Slides, just go to YouTube, search video for Google Slides. You will see thousands of tutorials that will walk you through on how to use Google Slides. It's very simple. Just if you're using PowerPoint, you find yourself when you're using it. There's no big change, just normal go create new file. Come to okay, we just walk you guys through on how to make Google Slide. Just once you click on Google Slides, right? Let's start from basic. Let's start from Google itself. Sure, you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So it's like a bonus. It's not a data entry class. So once you come to your Google Work homepage, google.com, it will bring you to a page like this. Then you look at this menu here, you see Google Apps. You look at this menu here, you see Google Apps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this dotted menu, Google Apps, you click on it. Then you see all apps owned by Google. See all apps owned by Google. Then you find slide inside it. See slides, right? You click on it to open. So once it opens, it will bring you to this page, right? So you guys can see it. Once it loads, it will bring you to this page. So once it gets you to this page, what you now do is create blank presentation. You start from new presentation and click on it. So once it comes here, and give your title. If you have a subtitle, this is subtitle. Then at this point, you can add more pages, you can add more slides, sorry. So it has a second slide, or you can duplicate slides. You can click on it, then you see duplicate slide. So it will have the same thing the first slide you have, and then you can just change. So it's very easy to use. Very easy to use. No deal. Just the normal way you use your PowerPoints and stuff. Then if you want to change text color, you can just highlight text and change the color. Just pretty much everything you have on your Microsoft, not everything though. Most of the text formatting tools you have on your Microsoft Word, your Google Docs, you can see them here. Right. See them here. Use them. If you want to change color and stuff. It's very easy to use. Google Docs. Even if you search Google slide online, let me check if you see that. Search Google slide. Google slide just hit enter. You see, link to Google slide. Presentation. Google slide. You have just to access it to your Gmail account can just screen. So end up paying just like other documents, other applications. So you have to access. Sorry, you're not paying. So that's like a bonus. So you see another unique value proposition, right? It's free. Others are paying, and you are giving it out for free for people to use. See that?
Thank you, sir.
Questions? To meet again tomorrow. But please conduct your research. Remember, we don't have enough time. Conduct your research so you don't. All right, good luck. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having me. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.